Okay, here we go. I'm back, you guys. Photoshop video I'm not planning on making. No. Well, I'm not even going to talk about Photoshop, because this is pretty much going to be my last time video I'm going to make in a while. As you can see, I've changed my Google presentation mode. As I said, I've restarted my computer, so all my Photoshop files are pretty much gone. I'll have to work on that. That's part of the reason why I haven't made a video yet. But other than that, I'll make a video later. Alright? Not now. Alright? Because they're pretty much in the end of the year, and now my videos will come at a certain time. You just have to wait for them, okay? So, I think as far as Dog and Wuthering Heights goes, I pretty much talked all about it. And then Dogman Book 11, I don't know if it's still going to be called Grandpa's Revenge, because again, we don't know if Grandpa's trying to get any revenge because he hasn't done anything. And is the book just going to be Grandpa getting revenge, or so many questions, and really not much to say it other than Dog and Wuthering Grandpa's Revenge. But if that is the official title of the book, then we will know more about it, okay? Let me search Dogman 11 Grandpa's Revenge, because it was on the Wikipedia page. Right, now it's gone. So yeah, and Dogman 10 didn't even talk about making a sequel, so is this the last book? I'm pretty sure if there is ever a last book, then I'm not even gonna say that, okay, that this is the last book, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, just read and go. No, they will seriously actually do that, though. I just have to wait for now. Dogman thing is, they're pretty much done with the books, okay? They're trying to find more story, but unfortunately they can't. And then Grandpa's Revenge, or Dogman Book 11 will be called, they can't really get anything new out of it, okay? Now they're exploring a little bit of Chief, and him being lonely, I guess, as we saw in Wuthering Heights, alright? So, yeah, and then future books to come as well. But with all that being said, here is me, rating, listing, whatever, Dogman books 1 through 10. Now, this order is from worst to best, and another thing is, you guys know that this is in my personal opinion, plus people's views and opinion of others, okay? So, what I've also done is I've also grouped these books into categories. So, generally, these books that I listed, they're in that category, okay? Alright, maybe some of you guys might switch a couple books around, maybe on the spectrum of worst to best or best to worst. Alright, but essentially, we probably might get something similar, okay? So these are my personal views with other people's views to get this list. Alright, so how did I make this list? Well, first I said, okay, what is the best? And then I went all the way down to the worst, whatever was left, okay? But I'm going to read it from worst to best, and then the opposite of that will be best to worst. Alright, ready? Here we go. So at number 10, should I actually make my webcam bigger? Because let me get the book as well. I don't have all of them. I don't have all this show, but yeah. The worst book of Dogman at number 10 is book number 6, Dogman Brawl of the Wild. The worst book ever. What makes this book so bad? Why did I even spend money on this? Alright? Because Dogman went to jail, okay? And why did he go to jail? Well, we know why he went to jail. Right? He didn't get a fair trial, though. This book literally has no trial in it. But the main problem with Dogman spending time in jail, we didn't get a well-established villain. We didn't get a very interesting story. We didn't get all the necessary stuff that really made a book story good. So, this is the worst book, and there are a lot of other reasons. I mean, okay, let me tell you everything. Let's go through the book, okay? First of all, this book is from Call of the Wild, and Call of the Wild is a classic. No bad book should refer to a nice, amazing story. So Brawl of the Wild is from Call of the Wild, and I have read Call of the Wild. I read it when I was in 8th grade, yeah. Alright, we read the book. It was short. We pretty much chose a book we wanted to read, and I wanted to read that book. That book was a pretty interesting book. They even made a movie for Call of the Wild. Alright, and, yeah, the movie looked pretty interesting, you know, but I just didn't see it. Alright. So, the problem with this book is that they tried too hard, in my opinion, okay, of trying to get a very good story in this book, okay? What I mean they tried too hard is, I mean, they wanted a good story, but they ultimately failed, alright? And I'm going to explain what I mean by that, okay? Is that this book, Brawl of the Wild, just didn't work out for them, okay? They first talked about, okay, so when Dave Luke was writing this book, he said, okay, so I'm going to try to send Dogman to jail, and I'm going to try and focus on other things. But really, the entire book is not just about about saving Dogman and freeing him out of jail. Why is this book called Brawl of the Wild? Okay, every book should generally refer, like, why Dogman book number 10 is called Wuthering Heights. Why is this book called Brawl of the Wild? Just because they read the book called The Wild makes no sense, right? And this book does have humor in it, but it doesn't make it really interesting, okay? Now, there is the Fleas, and you could be like, Sid, the Fleas are a well-established villain, and I love the Fleas. They're one of my favorite villains, besides Petey's dad, of course, amazing character. But the Fleas story was even worsely done in this book than Lord of the Fleas. Sure, Lord of the Fleas was bad, but this book was even worse than that in an opinion, okay? And I couldn't put Brawl of the Wild as Lord of the Fleas as the worst book because Sean like that. He loves that book so much. Me, not a personal fan, but it is my favorite. I put it at the top of the spectrum. But it is a better book than this, and that's why I like the Fleas. Yeah, but this book, no. But this book is a part of the reason why I don't like Lord of the Fleas. Lord of the Fleas is just a separate story. And no, Lord of the Fleas is not at number 1. Don't expect it to be there. We'll get to number 1 later. But, I mean, all this investigation they did of trying to prove Dogman, it would be more sense if they did this a kind of story where they focus on the court of law and they focus on that story. This book goes all over the place, okay? They have this thing going on, they have this thing going on, you know, and I mean, even after they review the footage, no one else reviewed the footage. Should be security people, and sure, sometimes people overlook things, but it shouldn't have been that hard to review the security footage, okay? And they could have shown it to them for proof, and instead of breaking him out, they are criminals themselves. Chief is a cop, he broke the law. Now, I know he made a joke out of that, saying that's dangerous, that's a responsibility to him with that idea, but with him just agreeing to it, makes it even more silly, okay? This book is humor, and I get it, but it has not a lot of logic. And then there is this thing going on between Yola and Sarah Hadoff, and they're trying to work together, but then again, what kind of story was that? This story, I would say, the reason why it's called Brawl of the Wild, now I know why, it's because Dogman is in the wild, like the book called The Wild, you know, where he's the dog, and they're all working hard, and it's frozen winter cold, and the dogs are being treated like it's in a prison, and all the dogs are being mean to him, just like in the book also. I'm going to try to refrain spoilers from the book called The Wild. Read it, it's an amazing book, okay? Right? It is old, but it's still a really good book, okay? I enjoyed reading it. And, they called him a misfit, and I would say a misfit is kind of one of the key themes they're trying to show, that it's okay to be a misfit, alright? But then again, no. Just no. And then, in the end, of course, there's a big battle, but wasn't that exciting, okay? So I'm sorry, but this book is the worst. Woo! Now, as I said, I don't have all the books, but I'll let you do a few. If not, let's go to Sammy's room and find them. They're somewhere. Anyway, at 9th place, alright, so that was the worst. Now we're in the bad area, okay, where it's bad. It's not the worst, but it's still bad, okay? We are now at number 9, on my ears. I'm hearing some sort of ringing. I don't know why that happened. Anyway, but number 9, we get book number 9, which is Man Grime and Punishment. Now, you're like, Sid, why should we on this book? That is one of the main reasons why I did not do a read aloud for this book. Alright, Wuthering Heights is still better than this book, okay? Now, again, you can put this wherever you want, maybe a little higher or a little at the worst, but this is still bad. Alright, why is this book bad? Why? Well, a couple of reasons, okay? And by a couple, I mean there are lots. Let's look at the book, okay? I did basically scoring in points, and I wanted to see, what does this book have, okay? What should I give it points for? And this, in my mind, is the last Dogman book. They didn't get much out of this. Okay, fine. Wuthering Heights is the last Dogman book. But pretty much, Ishan told me that after the 5th book, Lord of the Fleas, every book just got worse. And that is true. But not like it's 1 to 3 or 5, 7, 10 or 10, it's 5 or 31. It's not like after every book is getting worse. It's just that there are some books that are not as good as others, okay? So, yes, okay. So, where are the problems? What are the problems in this book? They gave Dogman a cat costume. One problem. Now, I guess maybe why it's called Grime and Punishment. I don't know what book it was based upon. You guys can do a little research right if you want. No, that's good. Just say in the comments down.
School?
No, I'm done. I'm just it's you. What do you want? I'm rating the Dogman books from worst to best. And so the reason why Grime and Punishment got 9th place. You're not done with school, are you? No, you still have like 10 more minutes of school left. Anyway, Chief's very best friend is Dogman. They said that. Hold on. I'm gonna close the door, so I'm gonna have to do it. Also, I have no idea how long this breakdown is gonna be, since how much time I spent on just doing the first book. Alright, so this book may be an hour long of me just criticizing books. Alright, so what did he do? Okay, why did Dogman, and I get it, he's the mayor, but one major issue is, why is he the mayor? Now, sure, they wanted to give mayor two sides. A funny side, which is his kind of natural side with him like Mr. Snookums, and then his mayor tough kind of guy who has the authority and power to basically remove Dogman from the police, which is what he does, okay? And then instead, he hires a cat because, oh, cats are smart and clean and they have 9 lives. No, they don't. But, that's why, okay? When he saw Dogman's qualities, he's like, what's so good about a dog? He dug up my rose gardens, he broke my glasses, he got grime all over my suit. Grime and Punishment. But, this is basically Brawl of the Wild, okay? Dogman got punished again. After Brawl of the Wild failing, they should have learned not to do that same mistake again. And sure, maybe they're trying to put Dogman under some bad spell, but when he feels bad, Petey and Little Petey, ADHD and Little Petey help him. And this one, Petey does help him become a cat. And they do something every single time it's the same thing. And that form is starting to get repetitive. And it's not going to work anymore. Okay, no day cookie. But we want something better than that, okay? And, it just didn't work out, okay? This book had the saddest chapter ever written. I feel like the one in Brawl of the Wild was even sadder than this, which is why it's not the worst. But, seriously, okay? Mr. Snookums having a teddy bear? No, okay, that doesn't make much sense, okay? And why is everyone making such a big deal about him getting fired, okay? No, we kinda get why he's fired, but then what? You're gonna end the book series? No, because then you're gonna have Little Petey and ADHD talk about this, alright, and, yes. Now, we do get some scenes in this book, and one thing I did like about this book are the scenes of Big Jim and Petey's dad, as we will further explore in Wuthering Heights. This book did make it funny, okay, with Big Jim and Petey's dad, alright, and all the stuff that had happened. But, and then another thing I liked is how Petey did help Dogman, alright. So, as soon as the 7th book came out, For Whom the Ball Rolls, Dogman did start to like Petey a little bit more, okay. And, they basically turned him into a cat, and then they talked about, this book did leave some open ending for Wuthering Heights, which would explore Petey's mom, and that's what I kind of liked about it. This was a cliffhanger for a good book. But there are major flaws in this. We don't really get a nice, well-established villain who has a good plot. A good motivation, the plot, but then again, the story's what matters, and overall, like the place. Alright, do I have the 8th book? No, I do not. But I've already said it. Alright, so at number 8, we get book number 7. That's right, I do not have this book, which I know what it is, and I've read it. Dogman from the Ball Rolls. Book number 7. Okay? Why? And I don't have the book, so I can't really refer to it. But as far as what I know, For Whom the Ball Rolls, for me, I don't know. Okay, I had to keep this somewhere. Okay, I guess it fell here. But another thing was, so this is still bad. Okay, better than Brawl of the Wild, better than Grime and Punishment, For Whom the Ball Rolls. We have a villain. We have a well-established villain, and his motivations are clear. But the problem is that they just brought him back with Unleashed and without any saying. Sure, he was unleashed, so we have connections, that's good, but we don't explain that, okay? And we need more details. Why is he here? What is he doing here, okay? And we do know that, you know, the rolling balls and all that stuff going on. I don't know, I only read the book once, that was a while ago. But as far as I can remember, it had a good plot, it had a good story, but where it lost points was, okay, so this has happened, what did it lead to, okay? Maybe they could have had a better team up of the Super Buddies. Maybe they could have, you know, there are places of improvement, okay? And then you have to look at what can you take away from this book. There wasn't much to take away from that book, okay? it did lead to other books and did come from other books, so this may seem like the climax of the entire Dogman book series. It's not. I don't even know how many books he's planning on making. If he makes 14, well then, that is the climax, so it's kind of halfway, but that is, it had a good build-up, and it did, okay, and that's why I enjoyed reading that book, okay. And Dr. Scum, he's a villain I enjoyed, okay? Alright? I would love to see him again, but that's the problem, okay? He was just there. No explanation needed. Like the fleas are gone. No explanation needed. Right? We want to know. Don't make plot holes, okay? But that book was still good. I mean, it was good. It was bad. But it wasn't that bad either, okay? Anyway. Let's get this over with. Now we're getting into the last book I would really call bad. Alright? And I know I hate to say this, but we get 7th place. Or no. This book is not bad. Never mind, sorry. This book is not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. And you know what book I'm talking about. I'll go on. Get it. Alright. If you can guess what book this is, then that's good. Okay? Where is it? I do have this book though, okay? I think you guys know where it is. But seriously, where is it? Maybe get it from here, you guys. Shh, but don't tell what it is. I don't know yet. So just. No, it's not here. Remember, you were reading it last night.
Yes.
So where did you keep it? Oh, you don't even have a brain. You don't even remember stuff. Got it. Then get out of here. Just go
Who get out of here? But you punk cat.
Fine. I'm tough. Anyway, close the door. Oh, damn it. I shouldn't have brought it here. Did you put bookmark in this thing or what? Oh, let's see, bookmark. Anyway. Here we go. Did I show you guys the book yet or not? Well, I don't know either. But, alright, so at 7th place, we get the newest book, Dogman 10, Mothering Heights by Dave Pilkey. So this is not good, it's not bad. Why? Now, this book has everything, but it has everything that doesn't make it a bad book, okay? There's nothing in this book that's bad, but there are parts in this book that are not good, that I feel like a complete waste of time. What are those? So here, Petey's backstory, why he became a villain, those are important things we learned. Petey, main character. But you also have this thing going on with Chief. Stick to one, it's better off, okay? Rather than exploring a bunch of characters, and I know he kind of has to pay some tribute to these characters, but then again, he could make all these books shorter. I mean, they don't take a long time to read. I know I took an hour and 30 minutes, but then again, I had interruptions and I had to do other stuff as well. But I finished it. So, let's talk about this book, okay? And I'm not going to criticize for having the Georgian Herald or not having a story this far or not having a book after this. No, that's all up to Dave Pilkey. I'm just here to talk about the story, okay? Not this book, alright? So story-wise, it is okay. It is okay. It's okay. Okay? We got the whole Petey thing. But my main disappointment was Piggy, Fleas. Find a way to put them in there. Now I know I said have one character and bring the Fleas to beat TMV, too many villains. But then again, obviously Petey's dad wouldn't be the main villain. It would obviously be the Sinister Six, because as you saw in the trailer, alright, because one person leads to another cause, and he accidentally had the cannery grow for the apple juice, made them grow tall, and then the living spray, which made them come to life. Alright, so that was a problem. But then again, the ending could have been better. I would say better conclusion. That really would have put this book a little bit higher on the scale, okay? But as for me, I did enjoy reading it. Alright, it was okay. Now, this book. I should have this next one too, okay? I don't have a lot, but I do have quite a few. Where's that one? Probably in the dog room. Okay, you guys, I found it. Guys, alright, I got it. This was the first book of Dogman I've ever read, alright? And, we have 2 copies of this. You know what it is. At 6th place, it's the second book, Dogman Unleashed, which is okay. Now, I'm not a big fan of this book. To be honest, this is one of the books I hate. Like, hate. Why? Flat PD. The worst decision ever. And Flat PD was the main character. If you have a bad major decision, for me personally, now I know I personally didn't like Flat PD. I felt like, but there's PD and there's Flat PD. It was all just too confusing for me, okay? And I know we did get the introduction of Dr. Scum here, who would then go on to become more of a major villain. But these were the early days of Dogman, and so I have to pretty much put her at the top of my spectrum. And I think this is the last of my first few early books, okay? So I had to put this in the okay. Now, I should have swapped Mother Hunch with this, but then again, it's still good. It is still good. No, it's still good. Why? Because it's simple. Though not the best, okay? It is not... Actually, Mother and Heights is not even okay. This book is not even okay. We're not in the okay area yet. But this book is... It's nice to read. I'll put it at that. I know I'm not going to explain why I did that, okay? If we get through other books. Okay. 4th place. I do not have this book, but I've read it. And it is... Oh no, we haven't done 5th place yet. 5th place. I do have this book. I don't know, 4th place, what would I do? This one. Now, where is that one? It's probably the dog room. I'm gonna go get it. Actually, the better question yet is where is it? It's not in the dog room. And dogman room is smaller than my room, to be honest. I don't know, Sammy just called it. It was his room, but he decided to call it the dogman room for some reason. He doesn't even stay in his own room that long. He stays in my room more often. If I don't find it, then that's fine. Alright. Yeah, but I should have this. Probably somewhere. Alright, if I don't find it right now, I'll come back. Yeah. I can find it. Or maybe it's in here. No. Alright, anyway. What is in here? Anyway, that's fine with me. I do have this book. That doesn't matter. Okay, at 5th place, this book is okay. It's the 3rd Dogman book, Dogman and Tale of Two Kittens. Why is it okay? Why is it okay? The amount of okay basically means the amount of good in this book is equal to the amount of bad in this book. They cancel each other out. Okay. So why is it Tale of Two Kittens? Well, we get a new character, Little PD. But his introduction could have been a little better. Again, he was an accident, and I think all weird things are. Petey's bomb leading to Dogman. This accident with being a clone of Petey leading to Little Petey. But there are a couple of other problems with Little Petey, okay? So, if Little Petey, I'm assuming as we learned in Wuthering Heights, is basically a younger version of Petey when he was good, Now, does that mean Petey was a silly guy? I can't believe Petey ever being a very funny, silly guy. I always believed him to be a strong, great, smart, evil cat, okay? Who knows what he wants, he has his motives. He's not really a hero, but for me, he's my favorite character, okay? I like Petey's story. And until Two Kittens kind of ventured on that, Dogman was still the main character, alright? As he was Unleashed. And it was just a really good book, okay? Anyway, now we're getting to the good books. At 4th place, book number 8, Dogman Fetch 22. Amazing book. I loved that story, okay? We've got a lot going on. We had Fair Fairy. I don't have the book. I read it though. We got Sam Hamilton back, one of my favorite characters. I know it was just a small minor role. Alright, but we have some really great story going on, and the story's amazing. I mean, I loved the story, okay? Again, I had to put this somewhere, and the story was good. I enjoyed it, and it did feature some good action. It has amazing action sequences in it, so that's why Fetch 22 gets 4th place. Anyway, at 3rd place, we have the 5th Dogman book, and I don't like this, but then again, Dogman, Lord of the Fleas. Why is it 3rd place? Ask Ishan. But let me tell you why. Alright, why? Yes, it does get 3rd place. It's not entirely bad. We get the Fleas, which are again my favorite villain, but Dave Pilkey could have done a better job of protecting the Fleas' story, giving them a bigger impact rather than having these minor villains. Dave Pilkey gets to choose in his Dogman Saga what does he want. Now, in each book, they can either have one villain or they can be a lead of 2 villains. Like right now, we're in the PD's dad phase, I guess, or grandpa, whatever you want to call him. But back then, it was just the Fleas and PD, and in Lord of the Fleas, it was the Fleas, but we did get an amazing fight scenes between Petey and the Fleas. But then, what does that have to do with Dogman? What's Dogman plays? Okay, why is it called a Dogman book? Sure, he's the main character, but then again, is he the main character? Who gets the most amount of illustration and words to say? Oh, pardon me that. Does Dogman even say anything? I know he barks, but we never know what the barks mean. He could barely be saying anything at all. Sure, he might know what it means, but he just goes there, shows his emotion, and that's all the rest of his stories. In every book. Alright, and Fetch 22... Oh, no, we're not even Fetch. I mean, Lord of the Fleas was still an amazing book. It did have some good things in it, I guess. Anyway, now we're getting to the best books. Or no, not yet. The best is the best. Alright? The best is the best, the worst is the worst. Now, this is the highest scale of the good Dogman books, okay? And I do have this one. I don't know, I'm holding it. At number 2, we get the first original book, Dogman. Just Dogman, that's it. And I'm pretty sure maybe the movie might be based upon this. Then again, are they really going to show Dogman's origin? I would love to see if in Dave Pilkey's movie of Dogman, them to show a bomb and then going up. But let me tell you, animation takes a long time to do. So if they've already started on it, you'll have to wait a couple of years for the movie to come out. And I'm probably not going to see it. If in my mind, it's going to be terrible. Just finish the books, man. Anyway. Just amazing story. We get the main character. We have amazing characters and amazing places, an amazing villain. Everything in this book is good. There's nothing bad in this book at all. Now, this was a hard choice to make. Actually, no, it's not. At number 1, get my favorite book of all. Where is my favorite book of all? It's a better question to be asking. Actually, even I was not able to find it for quite some time. Where does it go? I know. Oh no, we have this one. Right. Okay, you know what? Challenge. Guess what book it is. Okay, there's one book I haven't mentioned yet. Maybe some of you guys haven't. I don't know about it. Anyway, it doesn't matter, okay? I remember that book. very well. It should anyway. At number 1, we get the 4th book, my favorite personal book. The last book where Dogman was the main character, I guess you could say. Dog Man. Book number 4, Dogman and Cat Kid. Amazing book. Super Buddies, official team up, Petey the villain, amazing character role. Sure, Petey's still bad, but I just loved it. Everything in the book made sense. There was an amazing flow, storyline, action, plot. But why did this book get more books than the first one? We had, more actions, better story, plot, characters, but just besides that, it was an amazing book altogether. Sure, Dogman's good, but why that's better is basically because it's that good, but it has more. It has some extra stuff, which I enjoyed. Now, I'm not saying Dogman's bad, I'm just saying that it's better. But Dogman's not bad. Alright? Now, that's it. So, from worst to best, we got 6th book, 9th book, 7th book, 10th book, I'll just say it. Brawl the Wild, Ground Punishment, From the Ball Rolls, Mothering Heights, Unleashed, Tilted Against, Special 22, Lord of the Fleas, Dogman, Cat Kid. What is it called, Dogman and Cat Kid, or was it called, Dogman and, what is Cat Kid called again? Oh no, Dogman and Cat Kid, yes. Not Porkman and Cat Kid, because he's Little Petey. Dogman and Little Petey. No, Dogman and Cat Kid. And if you want to read it from, or if you want the order from best to worst, Dogman, Cat Kid, Dogman, Lord of the Fleas, Veteran 2, Tilted Kittens, Unleashed, Mothering Heights, Ring the Ball Rolls, Ground Punishment, Brawl the Wild. Now, then again, you can change orders because, again, this is my personal opinion, so you can put, like, the orders different, but maybe your guys' grouping will probably be the same as mine, okay? And no, I do not recommend you read the book from best to worst or worst to best. You would have no idea what's going on in the books, so it makes sense to read them. And that's a good thing on why each book is not getting worse or each book is getting better. The books are scattered around, so it's not like every book it feels like it's getting even worse, or every book it's just getting better and better and better. That would be good though, if the books would get better and better and better. Alright? And I know that so how many Dogman books are in front of me? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have more than 5, but these are the only ones I could find so far. I'm gonna have to do some really deep digging, alright? And people came and cleaned in my room and Sammy's room. Maybe they might have pushed the book away somewhere. I do have a bookshelf near me where some of these books did like, but then again, I think it was Sammy's room or the Dogman room and find some books there. Anyway, with that all out of the way, you reached here to the end of the video, so good job. But before I go, one last thing I want to say to you guys. Very important, okay? There's this big thing I need to say, okay? What that is I have officially started my own Dogman TV show. You're like, Sid, when did you do this? Well, let's go to where it all began, alright? So, first let's start with what's going on. So, as I said, towards the end of 2019, Sean made an movie of the Dogman book series. I'm like, hey, what if I could make my own movie? So I started, I had a good script. Script was way too short. It would never work out. I got the lines and everything, but then animation didn't work out. No one wanted to animate. No one wanted to put the work forward. So I'm like, okay. And then I even said, okay, the movie's back on track. It wasn't back on track. It was not. Then came January. When I got this idea, so January of 2021, when I got this idea, you know what? I'm gonna make a Dogman TV show. So I wrote the script in one day. But it wasn't perfect. Obviously, if I write a script in one day, there will be problems to it. And I wrote the script. Okay, my screen just blacked out because I didn't do anything for a while. Anyway, so I gave it a script. I gave it some important stuff. Okay, and what happened was then I just gave her the door lines. Now, it is, but the one problem was no one wanted to do it. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna do it. So in January, I kind of got to make sure everything was ready. February, and now in March. Today's the last day of, wait, today's the last day of March? Yeah, today is the last day of March. I had just been finishing off, making this, okay? I have to get everything ready. Speaking of which, Friday's my birthday, but I'll talk about that later, okay? So, I just got everything ready, made sure, I had the lines and everything, but I did something differently. Instead of having all the lines of the episode, or all the lines of the movie, then working on the animation, I just got the lines for that part, made that part, made that part. And this TV show, the first episode, it is pretty much done. I finished it, okay? it's pretty much done, you know, from the beginning to the credits and everything, you know, I'm pretty much done. How long is it? 12 minutes. Alright, all the time, just wanted 12, but animation though, that's not gonna be now 12 minutes, meaning, I wanted to be like a 20-minute thing, because, you know, that's how episodes are, and it's a little bit longer than 10 minutes, because then again, it's not that short, but that's again probably because of the credits and the other stuff, you know, in the introduction, but, how did I make this? Well, I did get I should probably make a behind the scenes for that, when I decided to release it, okay, so will there be a teaser trailer for this? Of course it will. Now I'm thinking, should I make it an iMovie? Speaking of which, the iMovie, my first channel, my YouTube channel, is the Dogman teaser trailer that I made on iMovie. But then again, it was pretty basic and pretty silly and stupid, and anyone could have made it. And that's how I got my intro from iMovie itself. Alright, I like that intro, the space one, which is why I'm all about space. Literally, the theme of this TV show is space. What I wanted my third dog movie to be about, okay? And Ishan, I think he drew me a nice little thumbnail. So all the work is finished, okay? And I wanted this book to come along. I mean, me to finish working on the TV show along with Mother and Heights' release. But the problem is that there was some stuff I needed from the book Mother and Heights itself that I could have to help me work on my TV show, because there were some aspects I needed, okay, to get from there, okay? And so where did this? Now, this TV show is in my own version. This has never happened in any book. This is my own story. I sent document to space.
क्लास खत्म हो गई?
Yeah.
तेरा रूम में बहुत गंदा है, इसका ये खिड़की खोल दो तो. पूछो.
What? It smells bad.
Yeah, open it. नहीं, बहुत उमस है. Open it. The fresh air will come. phone उठा के ऊपर रखो.
Yeah. Okay.
And stay away from desktop for some time. Do you have any homework due tomorrow?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But I'll work it. It's not a lot. Then again, I don't want to reveal too much about this. Alright, so I'll keep telling you guys stuff and all that stuff's going on. Okay, you guys need to see that. That's kind of my new back screen. So with that all being said, I'll talk to you soon, you guys, okay? And I'll see you guys in the next video.